鉄は熱いうちに撃てってね。沈め。邪魔はさせん。己の力量は気前にか。甘いな。私に逆らうとは愚かだな。無礼を許すわけにはいかないな。新アスカ、行きます。沈め。甘いな。身の程を知れ。私に従うか、さもなくば死か、選ぶがいい。
Yeah, I guess I'll start a little early. I forgot that I had turned it on to make sure that the audio was working right, so I guess we'll just start a few minutes early. It's not a big deal. I was just wrapping up my arenas before the patch rolled out, so... Yeah, no, playing GBGW is interesting for these videos. My phone's like a Frankenstein creation at this point with all the cables. And they're kind of a rat's nest when they're plugged into my machine, but yeah, I was just getting the arena stuff done just before the patch went live, and it looks like I'll get it done like just before it rolls over, so life is good. Do you think the past arena exchange reward should come back? Probably at some point. Like, I don't know. I don't know what their arena schedule ideas are. For all I know, nothing comes back ever. That'd be terrible, but you never know, right? Okay. Grab my Haro, and then reboot the game for the patch. Cool. Oh wait, did I do my daily freeze? Oh, I didn't. Quickly. Quick, before the game rolls over. Go, 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 go. Ooh, cutting it real friggin' close. And patch just went live. Okay. Did it automatically? Oh, it did. I don't have to reboot the game for it. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So we're just going to do a nice seamless transition into the stream. Well, actually, let me double check to make sure the exchange stuff is there. Because if it's not, then we have a bit of a problem. All right, light shield, perfect. Okay. Okay. So, what we're going to do, because the full armor unicorn and the Banshee Norn were actually added a couple of days ago. So what we're gonna do is the event stuff, the Hyperion. Then we're going to look at the 2 new gacha pilots. And after that, we're actually going to look at the new Shining stuff. Because I was informed that, yeah, I forgot to do that. And you're right, I totally did. So this is still going to be more or less a full-length stream. I just want to go back and play Genshin Impact. I've been trying to play it so much over the last few days, but I've been barely able to log any time, so maybe after this stream I'll hop onto that, depending on how long this is. Anyways, enough of the procrastinating. Let's get cracking, shall we? Reboot, more pops in. Alright, Storm, I'll take your word for it. No, close. GBGW. It doesn't take too long to reboot the game anyways, so I don't care either or. I would never do you wrong. You right, Storm. You right. Okay, so this will, I guess, be pretty straightforward. Yeah, so actually, you know what? I will. Once this stream is done, I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to start a new stream just for Genshin Impact and play that for a while. So if you're interested in seeing the game, whatever, just come and hang out. I do play that on desktop, so it's not going to be through the phone, because my phone would not be able to handle the back-to-back. God, it would not be able to handle that. It already catches on fire just trying to do these streams. Okay. Do you get infinite loop on title screen? No. No, I don't. Now, let's look at the Hyperion. We've... what's the word? Procrastinated long enough. Okay. Job shooting out. So it's a flat boost output damage, force-based Gundam type. Stat distribution is welfare. Okay, well, okay. Good news, bog standard welfare. Bad news, bog standard welfare. Take it as you will. Honestly, when I looked at the Hyperion Gundam appearance-wise, like I said in my video, I like the aesthetic look of it, because I just like the general silhouette of the machine. So I might actually get a couple of these parts gold just for the maybe because costume's all the X. Because I like the look. I guess I'll just go on my shelf like the dozens of other suits. With technique attribute self, revive or 30% armor one time. Okay. So that's a guaranteed revive. That's not too useful though, because if you die, you've probably already lost the fight, frankly. Distribution-wise on stats, welfare, force-based Gundam type again, so this doesn't have the best word tag selection as a suit so far, and the stats are pretty much just what you'd expect from a welfare, which is weird, because this is a Sokai suit. You almost expect higher than normal stats on the welfare, but as we've seen in the past as well, welfares are very hit or miss. Most of them are misses, so... Okay. Arms and integrated shield, while force-based enemy melee power reduced. Okay, that's not a terribly difficult tag to get on a support machine. Stat-wise, though, that's what, like 460 shot attack or something? Melee attack is way lower than average. It's like 1800, so... okay. For an integrated part, it's kinda... Why do you have two installations of the same game? I don't, actually. If you want, I can show you my games desktop once we're done all this. I have a ton of games, and I'm not playing most of them. So I should probably get rid of them. It's the problem when you have a phone that has so much storage on it that you don't know what to do with it. You just kind of keep downloading games and playing them, and then forgetting to uninstall them. Yeah, anyways, legs. Job gauge increased down 10%, mid-shot attack raised 14. As I've said multiple times in the past, mid-shot just denotes the distance at which you're shooting to your enemy, and it only affects normal shots, to our knowledge. It doesn't affect anything like EX skill damage or things like that. So very limited usage, and because it only affects mid-shot, it's really only good when paired with beam rifles, because at mid-range, beam rifles get the biggest boost, whereas the sniper rifle types are better at long range, and submachine guns are better at close range. So it's just like a damage multiplier based on where you're using the weapon, paired with this. Just a sec. Okay. Just making plans for tomorrow. We're going a few towns over for something. Okay. Back to this. Yeah, I pretty much wrapped up everything I wanted to say about the mid shot anyways. So, anyway, stat distribution wise on the legs, they're welfare legs, and of course, as normal with the tags. Okay, well, oh, the backpack has an awakening. What do we got here? Mirror Lumiere. Okay, your shot attack gets a small boost, and your shot defense gets a decent boost. Speed up. Okay, force base mid range. Stat distribution is pretty normal for a backpack. Okay, so that's really cool that they've added this EX skill to the back, but I guess it makes sense because that's kind of where it's mostly stored. Now, the shot boost on it is only 19%, but that's a guaranteed 19%. Something to keep in mind is that a lot of the skills that have it sitting up at like 29 or 39%, you're only going to have EX1, which means this may actually be competitive, so to speak, for the boost, depending on what level you have your other stuff at. So food for thought on that awakening. I wonder what it looks like. I wonder if it's on the Twitter. Probably on the Twitter. Okay, it's a part merch. Oh, Christ. Would anyone even buy that if I put that on a t-shirt? Okay, so onto the weapon here. While mid-range, initial EX skill charge boosted. So it's not terribly difficult to activate mid-range. Mid-range does boost your shot attack as well, so it could be a replacement for high firepower, long range. Yeah, like there's other few you could swap it out with, and that would give you a relatively decent boost. Because that's a free 12% right there. It's a welfare part. Stat-wise, though, it's nothing really to write home about, and yeah, even with force base mid-range. Okay, well, it has interesting tags. Pairs really well with the trait. Stats, meh. It's actually not that bad. If you can make mid-range work, this would be a pretty nice pickup to get for a shot machine. Maybe even a melee machine in a sub-slot position. Make your bed, it's distracting. You know what? I might go mess it up even further just to take you off. Man, today's been a friggin' rush. Okay. Zastava Stigmate? I'm not even sure how they want to pronounce that one. Maybe it's stigmata and they just type out. I don't know. English is pretty much the only language I speak. Middle shooter job. EX skill power boosted by 25%. So there's a lot of really good middle shooters that have 1600 shot attack and, you know, decent tags and whatnot. So this is actually a very workable part into a lot of builds, as it doesn't require an attribute, just a middle shooter job, meaning not only for shot machines anyways. Because, like, I guess, yeah, you could field this on a melee machine, but you'd want the multiplier bonus from the job, right? So that's why I'm looking at this middle shooter. Okay, yeah, it's actually not too bad. And it's a 25% boost practically for free. Okay, obviously downsides, force base mid-range. Then again, if you're building a suit with a mid-range tag on it, there you go. You could even feed this into the other parts as well. The weapon, for example, get that 12% initial cooldown CD on top of the 25% EX skill damage boost. Not bad. Stat-wise, though, it's a welfare part. It's a little on the higher side though, but it's also an SMG, and SMGs they have limited use currently. There's only one, I think, really good SMG right now in the game from I think it was the Ryusei? No, it was the Floros. Other than that though, maybe sub-slot this one on it, but yeah. Cool. It's definitely a neat part. Definitely something you could work into a lot of different builds. Can you explain how for space works? It's very specific. You get a 1% all stat gain when you go to any map in the game, the sole exception being a map that takes place in space. When you do that, you get I think it's a 3% boost to all your stats instead of the 1%. So it's not a very flexible tag, because when you think about it, right, you got a bunch of tags that give like 5%, things like that, and they don't require you to be on a specific map. But it's 5% of a specific stat, or maybe one or two stats, versus everything. So frankly, it's not that great of a tag. You'd only really feel that if you're going to be using it for a very specific build that needed force space to activate traits or things like that, or you knew you were going to be fighting on a force space map and you had one sitting around ready to go, right? Anyways, let's look at Canard. Wow. Man, this dude for a welfare got wrecked. So we got a mid shooter, pretty much a flat stat. With technique attribute, enemy shooting power reduced. At least his trait is good. Especially paired with the arms, because the arms also have, while technique, you reduce enemy melee power, was it, by 25%? So that's actually not too bad. You put a Canard here into a suit that uses the Hyperion arms. You kind of got yourself a pretty good balanced support type suit there. I approve. Gundam type mid-range, take's not very useful, but that's fine. I think he has a lot of utility as kind of a backup pilot. There's new capsule suit. You have to check out the drop rate list. If you have Ace exclusive high firepower for space, well, Ace exclusive is 10% shot attack. High firepower is 5%. And then for space is 1%, 3 if you're on the right map. I would almost say it'd be better to go for mid shot or long range or things like that give another 5% to your shot specifically. So that way on most maps you're getting a 4% boost up, and percent wise that makes a big deal when you're running a suit that has 40k plus shot attack. And flip side as well, even if you did activate the for space tag, you still have the extra 2%, which again is a big deal when you're running high numbers. So it's not a terrible tag. It's just if you're looking to really like min-max what you're doing with your machine, you don't want to run a 4x tag. So 4 base, 4 urban, whatever, unless you're doing it very specifically for that suit, whether it's to activate a trait or you're not able to get anything else, whatnot. But if you're going out of your way to activate it, I'd say reconsider. You dig? How can a rival pilot to carry Yamato be a welfare? You gotta remember, this is a side story, more or less a side story pilot. It wasn't really, what's the word? It was canon, so I don't want to say it wasn't canon, but I guess it wasn't mainstream. I think that's the best way to go about phrasing it. Because you had Gundam Seed, you had Gundam Seed Destiny, and you had Gundam Seed Astray. And all of a sudden here you got Gundam Seed X Astray, Gundam Seed X, or Gundam Seed Destiny X Astray, right? And not a lot of people read the manga or things like that, so putting him in as a welfare is a nice nod to the fact the character existed. But expecting them to be a 4-star, you're pushing it. Alright, item-wise, what do we got? Protag Xeon mid-range force base for computers. Nice selection. This would actually have been really good for me if I still needed to finish the Kshatriya, getting it all to 6-star. So, gosh, good selection. Okay, and that looks like it for the welfare. That actually went a lot better than I was expecting. The Hyperion did have a couple of interesting parts, and the pilot for a welfare actually did bring something very useful to the table. So, yeah. Nice. I would say get gold arms, gold Canard if you can. If he's not exchangeable for gold, then just get Canard, EX10 him. It doesn't really matter. His stat pool is so low anyways, you're not even going to notice. It's negligible. And perhaps the weapon and the weapons, I should say, because I was going to say the weapon and the gun. They're both weapons. What am I saying? Okay. Job gauge increase, down 10% to mid shot attack raise, that you actually take 5% more shot. No, the way that the all traits work, the first line is the trigger, the second line is the result. So in the scenario where it says job gauge increase, down 10%, that's the demerit, that's your trigger. That is what causes the effect, the result to happen. So first line is typically, a requirement, demerit, whatever. Second line is what you're getting in return for the top line. That's how it's laid out. Anyways, pilots. The gacha pilots. Alright, we'll take a look at Hiling Care first. With technique attribute self long shot attack raised. Okay, defender. Shot attack is 800 base, ace exclusive for space. What? Okay. So they took a little bit of column A, column B, column C, chemical X, and they created this thing. I'm not really sure what to make of it. Not really heads or tails. Stat distribution, it's in the 800, 900 range. Ugh. It's not going to be very useful for anything. It's a 3-star though, so okay. Defender job type. What the fuck? The part trait, long shot attack raise 14%. This would be really good on a pilot that was long range or, long shooter or mid shooter. And, even then you could change it with something else you wouldn't really notice because, again, it only affects your normal shots, not your EX or anything. And then the word tags, you have ace exclusive, amazing, for space. Makes sense, but why? This is a weird pilot, man. Roll if you like him, otherwise just skip it. I guess roll if you like her. Anyways. McGillis Fareed. Job gauge increased down 10%, all power boosted by 30%. Perfect example of what I was talking about earlier. The top is the trigger. Your job gauge will increase 10% slower, but all power boosted by whatever percent. Now, to my knowledge, the demerit's always the same. Yeah, the demerit will always be the same, and the bonus increases based on the level of the... okay. Stat distribution wise, he's sitting at, that's weird, he's 1400 across the board or so. That's interesting. He's an outfighter as well. Makes sense in lore. High mobility and commander. Okay, I like the beat you're putting down. I do like that part trait a lot, as it is a very easy one to do a trade for. If you're running a infighter or an outfighter, a job gauge increase down, it's not actually any job license. The job increase gauged 10% down. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. It's totally worth it for all power boost. He has the stats at least to be a frontliner. Granted, you're probably going to be losing a couple of hundred in whatever offensive stat you want, but he's a very well-balanced unit. I think the only downside I directly see to this pilot is the word tag selection. But stats are definitely passable for whatever role you want to stick him in. Trait is very, very good. The exchange rate, can't ask for better. Word tags, depends on your build, but you know what? That's what 6-star subslots are for. Okay, that's actually really cool. So this entire thing, the Sokai, the welfare, the gacha pilots, everything had at least something interesting. And good, even. Nice. Okay. Now, on to the stuff that I had missed, and new stuff too, apparently. Somebody said something about capsule. I remember seeing a stupid... Yeah, there you are, you sneaky bugger. Okay, drop rate. Where is it? Petit Bearguy. Are we ever gonna not see bear guys? Anyways, let's take a look. We'll start with the head. Okay. Stat distribution wise, for 3-star, you're looking at very, very low shot attack, bubble barrier, shot defense up, physical and beam resist up, but it's only for you, not for anyone else. Amphibious and amphibious? What the Okay. Not a good suit, at least based on the head. You're looking at a severely stat deprived suit. Its buffs are only for itself, and its word tags are not choice. Definitely something you can grab if you're a collector. That's how I'm gonna put it. This is integrated body and legs, petite tackle, AD. You can't even get an A power skill, can you? There are no breaks for this poor little thing. Stat distribution wise, just slightly higher than average melee and shot attack, but it's an integrated part. I would hope that's the case because you're merging two parts together, especially two frame parts. Amphibious for computers again. Oh boy. Oh boy, boy. Arms. Soten Gurenken. DB. Hey, look, I'm B power skill. Top tier. Oh, God damn it. Back to streaming, you. You're not allowed to take a break. I understand you're overheating, but I'm gonna work you like the slave you are. Get back to work. So, it's a B power skill. It's not a cutscene, not a magazine. Not exactly. It's not good. It's not good at all. Let's just move right along to the backpack. With power attribute, close shot attack rate. They gave you nothing. You don't even have a fighting chance out in the world. You're just gonna be eaten up by literally anything because you're petite. You're nothing. You're tiny. You're itty bitty. The ribbon on the back reminds me a lot of Summer Zoe's ribbon from Grand Blue. Anyways, amphibious, high firepower. Ooh, high roller here. Stat distribution wise, it's worse than a welfare. Okay. And the mini Zaku machine gun. With amphibious initial EX skill charge boot. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Amphibious is a terrible tag. Legit, the only time I can see this being useful is if we have a resist switch mode in Inferno or Arena or something, where you get the extra juicy 10% beam resist boost, and it'd only be useful for shot builds. And even then, I don't think it's worth it. It has like 1100 shot attack. This is a joke suit. I legitimately refuse to recognize it as anything other than a joke suit. Holy crap. Anyways, moving on here. Event blueprints, we're going to take a look at the new Shining, and after that I believe we've gone over everything, which is nice. Alright, event blueprint. Yeah, it's down here, right? Okay, the new Shining. Let's take a look at what hell has wrought. Yeah, can you imagine actually getting the Petit Bearguy Zaku rifle and putting it on like one of the taller than normal suits? You have like a little finger blaster. Okay, let's actually... Serious modo. Okay, stat distribution wise, shot attack, that's what, 2800, melee attack, 900? It's not that bad actually. Okay. Mobile fighter, close combat while mobile fighter, EX skill power boosted. Okay, well it's definitely an improvement over the original Shining. Not too surprised considering it did a lot like the new Xeon. Nice so far, but it's pretty much Sokai tier. Pretty much just Sokai tier. So nothing terrible yet. Mobile fighter, close combat again. Raise your speed, raise your melee attack, and you resist flinching. So pretty much exactly like its normal counterpart. Melee attack is 1,100-ish. Okay, mobile fighter close combat again. To be expected, again, it's pretty much a Sokai suit in disguise. Slightly higher than average stat distribution, though, than what you'd expect on a Sokai part, but this is a more limited type. Again, still not as bad as the new Xeon was. Let's continue. Mobile fighter close combat again. Shining Finger, A-D. You lower the enemy's physical resist. Melee attack, 4.5k, so that's going to be what, 36? 7? Around there, maybe even 38. Okay, so that's Sokai tier. Shot attack, definitely higher than average. Okay, I definitely dig the beats this suit's putting down. Okay, legs. Are you a leggy lad? Oh, you are. Nice melee attack. Infighter Job. AX skill cooldown reduced by 20%. Not initial cooldown, just cooldown. Mobile fighter close combat again. Okay. So, what I'm seeing here, don't get me wrong, this is a pretty spooky looking suit. But as it does only bring mobile fighter and close combat in, and it doesn't bring something stupid like protagonist or something instead of close combat. Because remember, the new Xeon was like Ace exclusive, high firepower throughout, and those at the time, those parts and tag combinations weren't exactly common. That was also before 6-star. I think with 6-star, a lot of the shock value of parts has kind of gone down because now it's, oh, you know, I'll just band-aid it up later with the sub-slot. So. And backpack, our final part. Melee power boosted while technique attribute. Well, it's a higher than average melee attack stat distribution. So, it's what? That's 5 parts, right? Yeah. So all in all, if you build the entire Shining Gundam just with this from the shop, you're getting close combat and you're getting mobile fighter. That means you have, what, 4 slots, your ranged, melee, shield, and pilot, to figure out another tag that you want. Good luck. Anyways, so if you do run the full Shining Gundam as a mono suit, you will have to 6-star a lot of it to get a 3rd word tag in there. It's not going to be an out-of-the-box 3rd word tag shenanigans. Stat distribution-wise, definitely on the higher melee side. Has decent traits as well, and the EX skills are nothing to scoff at. Not bad. Good suit. Now, is the Shining Finger melee like the other one is? Or is it like a cutscene? I actually forgot to check if it was a cutscene. What are you? No, you're not a cutscene. Okay, so you're exactly like your counterpart. Okay. I'm not going to say it's worth the materials for it, because frankly, I don't think any of these parts are worth the materials for it unless you really like the suit, you like what it does, and you need it. Okay. Pretty cool though, pretty cool suit. So we've gone over the Petit Bearguy, the Shining, the Gacha pilots, the welfare suit, welfare pilot. That's it, doc. We done, man. All right. Oh, well, it is Genshin time, it seems. Okay. Any new arena exchange? I don't believe any new arena exchange got announced, but I'll check as it is the end of the month. I'm pretty sure it's the end of next month, though, that we're getting the new arena stuff. But let's check real quick here. Shop. Exchange, arena. Gyaradoga, and Darkhound. Nothing new here. I really need to find a way to spend these coins. Anyways. So with that, guys, I'm going to, yeah, John, actually, Sunday, when the patch shadow dropped on us, at least some of the content, I did an emergency stream with Sukiya and Mika that joined in at the end for roles. So if you want to see my opinions on those suits, just go check it out. You can find it in my my channel. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap up here, guys. Once the video has finished, I guess, rendering on YouTube side, I'm going to add the timestamps, and then I'll hop into streaming Genshin for a few hours, because I just want to play more of that. Anyways, thanks for hanging out, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully the impressions are a little helpful for you guys. And I will see anyone that is interested tomorrow night, hopefully, for a Wind Waker stream. We're approaching the end of it. I was going to stream last week, but our network has been funky, to put it in the nicest way possible. So I was actually surprised this stream went without any difficulty. Same with the Sunday one. Anyways, peace out, guys, and see you in a very short while if you're watching Genshin. If not, see you later.